Okay, so this is another tutorial, the third one. We're going to talk mainly on issues of printing. Before that, let me explain two things that I think are missing from the previous two intros. So it's the annotation and the insert tabs. Okay, annotation, we can obviously create a text by pressing T is the shortcut for text. Then you can draw a rectangle and you say, circle, press outside, and that creates a text under a circle. I can say L as in line, and press F8. It's in ortho F8. I get rid of ortho and I go to the circle. Typical way of annotating. We need to know how to change text. Obviously, it's in this section. This button allows us for change of that font style. We can create several font styles, several styles. Say new creates another little style here in the height, whatever we say, apply, and once we have done that, that style will be saved here. We can have therefore several text styles within the same page. Good. Next, dimensions. We press this dimension, for example, but you have many other, and by the way, those are the same as all the stuff that we have here. So let's just stay in home. We press that. We can say from here to here measures what? 27.65. Okay, good. We can again, the same in the tabs, we can press the buttons blue and change the position, or change this buttons and change some subparts of the text, bring the text outside if you want. It's outside, you can change the layer as if it was another object, etc., etc. Where do we change the style? Obviously, we may want to have different style, no arrows, no whatever. You may want to go here, and this button, you can say modify, and you can change all kinds of stuff. Let's say two dots on one side, and then arrows, the size of the arrow. You can say the text, and this will be the same style that we set before in the text, the height of the text, infinite, etc. to change. We say OK, and that it's saved, close, and that specific one has changed, where we can have different styles, different size, different, etc. Yeah? Good. That's good. Next, insert. That's an important one too. You might need, in this case, in your assignment, is to attach an image. A scan image, for example. You always go to attach. Let's say, any image, JPEG. That depends on how you saved it in your scanner. You can say open. You say OK, and you can set the scale here. Doesn't matter, because we're going to have to change the scale anyways. And then when you do that, that image is there in the normal space. Okay, so the normal thing to do is to start drawing on top of it. But before that, it's logical to make sure that this image, this can draft, imagine your boss gives you a hand draft, and he tells you, hey, I need the plan for tomorrow. You put the image into AutoCAD, but first you scale it, and then you start drafting on top, using ortho, using different layers, etc. Scale the image. It's like any other object. You can select it and say scale. Now the best scale for a referential way, the same way we did in the previous intro, is to use reference scale. So we can say from this point, instead of scaling, I'm zooming out now, like manually, you can say referential. So it's one of the sub options. We press R, and we say that from here to here, I want it to be 5, for example. Press enter, and now that measurement is 5. It's not going to be exact, but it has to be quite accurate. I mean, if you had 2 lines, it would be exact. I'm just saying that in my case, I haven't had a chance to have a reference exactness. So imagine your draft had a door, like drawn in hand. You can always move one point here to the door starting point, and then say SC as in scale, or you go to scale, shortcut, SC, say from this side of the door, R as a reference, from this side of the door to this side there, imagine it was there, it's whatever inches, 12, 15, Once you have that, you might need to rotate. We did rotate before. We say from this point, I want referential, from this point to that point. I want an ortho now, F8. Here it rotates and you place it. Now you start drawing, you start drafting lines, cuts, trims, offset, fillets, etc. Makes sense. Good, let's go to the printing because it's the issue here. Good. Printing is, this is the model space. If we press on any of these tabs, we go to what's called a paper space. Paper space has a couple things that are very important. One, the paper itself, the dimension. By the way, if you have different color, don't worry, it's just different versions. This is 2012, so you might have this in black, blue, yellow, I don't know. But the concept is the same. You will probably have a page with this yellow page there. This represents the hard copy object you want to send this to print to. Let's say letter size, let's say tabloid, whatever. So, and the second thing is this window. This is not like a rectangle. It's not like, you know, one of these rectangles. This is a window that opens up whatever's inside of that window to the model space. So that's why we see all this stuff here. You can get into the window and get out by double clicking inside or outside. Inside, outside. When we double click inside, that means that we are in the model space and we can do anything that we were doing in the model space. Here we can zoom in, zoom out, select stuff, delete, etc. I don't recommend at all working here. This is just to zoom in and zoom out and place things accordingly to how we want to see them in our paper. Okay, double click outside. First thing, right click and page setup manager. We need to say, you know, our page has to be this size. I'm going to try letter size. We have to press modify, and here's where we say first printer. If you have a printer in your office or in the school, whatever, you will have it here. Okay, I'm going to do PDF and I'm going to select letter size, but here you will have any size that you need, upload, etc. Okay, here I'll explain it later on, but basically we're going to generate our plot style file. This is how we want to print the stuff that we have created, we have drafted. Okay, good. Here's the scale. You should leave it in 1:1. It's in millimeters, so probably 1 inches, obviously. And you say okay. Close. Now you see that slightly the page has changed. Now this is the letter size page. Okay, cool. Now we can do the changing of this window. By the way, you can select the point, make things smaller. You can double click again, move it. So you can copy. See, oh, it's the shortcut for copy. You can copy here as well. Enter and create as many windows as you want. You can select all of them, move them, select and move. You can double click in one of them, zoom in for detail. Double click, zoom out to a different scale. How do we know what scale are we in? Important. Control 1. Properties. You can select the window, and here you're going to have all the properties of that window. Again, it's not a rectangle, it's a window that allows us to see the model space. How do we know that? View, rectangular. We can create more windows. And then when we do a window, we zoom and see everything from our space. Here, under view, we can create also polygonal windows, etc., etc., etc. Here, in the paper space, by the way, we can place text as well, obviously, and all kinds of things. So again, select the window, we can see the scale. Here, we can press the scale, and we will have all the options. Very convenient. If you want any scale, here's where we're gonna place the scale. Say 1:1, sets there. If we want to see what scale something is, we select scale is related to this custom scale. Okay, you might want to press into 20, so it's a more fixed scale, etc., etc. Here we have different scales, different moments, and again, we have scaled different ways. One by selecting the window, changing here, another one by double clicking, zooming in, zooming out for a more custom scale. Done. We just need to print. We can right click, say plot, which is the same as print, as you know, or Control P, which is what I have done. Let's say preview. Let me see what we're printing. I have an educational workspace, so that's why we have this problem. you shouldn't have that at all. Now what are we seeing here? You can zoom in, you can see that everything is printed in the same color, in the color of the layer, and in the same thickness. How do we change that? This is the most important thing. And by the way, I escaped from that preview and escaped again from the video. Let's say I press LA, I have the layers, and I'm going to change this layer to red. So all those are red, and the green I'm going to change them to yellow, let's say. Okay, so those are, sorry, I press this again, I don't want to save. I'm going to go here. Oh, you should save all the time. How do I change the red to print black, thick, and the yellow to print gray, thin, for example? Okay, you go, plot, and remember this tab here? This is where we create our own plot style. We press that, we go to the bottom, new, start from scratch, next, by the way, Spanish, siguiente, we call it sede, one, or your name, or your project, etc. Finish. That's it, we have created style. That doesn't mean anything, we have to change the style. That's this button, edit the style. Now we need to know very well how this works. The way it works is very simple, although it seems in the beginning complicated. We have assigned to each layer in the model space a color. Remember, there's a layer called Pepito in green, etc., etc., etc. We need to remember those colors. Come here to this point and say, hey, that color I want to print there in this style. And when I say this style, there's a bunch of things that we can change the style. One of them, color, black. As I said, you can change it to any color, gray, blue. You may print the lines in color, why not? What else? Line type, important, solid. You want a continuous line. Now line weight, very important. Let's say thick, let's say 0.2. I shouldn't recommend you're dedicated about your projects. Don't go beyond 0.13 unless you're dealing with diagrams, okay? But I just want to make the sample 0.2, so it's thick line. And you know, you can change many things that they're important, but not for now, okay? So we're going to leave it there, solid 0.2 black color. And the other one was yellow, if you remember. I changed it afterwards. I'm going to say different color, gray. There you go. By the way, it's 3 numbers. So we're going to say line type dot, ISO dot. By the way, I recommend ISO dot or ISO dash for those type of line types. And I'm going to say 0.05 as it's very thin. Here's the step where you say save and close. Remember, this is a file, CTE file. So you should take it with you whenever you want to print somewhere else, etc., etc., etc. Because if you don't have it with you, you will not be able to load it in a different computer and load those styles. Okay, so we have our style, we have defined it by pressing here, and we say apply to layout, and we now press preview, and there it goes. Not as it was before. Now we can zoom in, scrolling, and seeing that the red layer, which was this, it's in black and 0.2. Even if you don't believe it, it is. But let's go to the other ones. There you see, there are dot lines, gray and thin. There you go. This is the way it works. You change the layer color and you change the way that color is printed. You can exit by right clicking, exit. And now the last step, okay. You are creating a PDF file. You save that. In your case, it's saved, and it creates a PDF file that you can, with no problem, place in your InDesign file. Okay, I hope you like that one.